So when the Electoral College was set up, what the framers decided was that they would give to the state legislatures the power to select electors, or the power to set the method by which electors would be selected. And originally, some state legislatures just picked electors. They just named people who would be the electors. And some state legislatures decided to have elections that would then pick the party that would name the electors. By about 1848 was the system where you would have an election, and the winner of that election would then determine the party that would get to pick the electors. But that system presumes that there's an election, and then there's the appointment of the electors after the election. And the question that's been raised again and again by the Supreme Court, once in a case, the McPherson versus Blacker in 1896, once in Bush versus Gore in 2000, was whether the legislature has to do what the people have said in their election. And what Bush versus Gore said was that it was, of course, the legislature's power at any time, quote unquote, to recall the decision to vest the choice of electors in the people and to exercise that power themselves. But even that language was ambiguous. Was the court saying that the legislature after an election could recall the power and then vest the elector's choice in somebody else? Or was it saying at any time the legislature could decide to cancel an election, at least if they decide to cancel it before it happens? It seems clear to me that there's no question that a state could decide to cancel an election. The harder question is, if we have an election, and after the election, the legislature decides to recall the power and to decide on the electors itself. My view is the Supreme Court would say that that is unconstitutional. The Supreme Court signaled, and in the arguments in our case was pretty clear in its signaling, that once you vest the power in the people retain the control over that power. And as long as they're exercising their power according to the judgment that was given to them, then that works. So I don't think there's any chance that after the election, the electors are flipped, but there's a clear chance before the election that certain states might decide, well, we're not going to let the people choose, we're going to choose ourselves.